Hey guys, welcome back. Greatly appreciate you here. I don't know if you can hear the rain and the thunder and stuff in the background, but it is what it is. Hopefully it's nice and relaxing and doesn't bother you too awful much. I can probably shut my fan off, see if that helps with the noise any. But I wanted to talk about what is going to be the most sold, more than likely, Pulpit Bible for 2027. When this is coming out, it's August of 2026. You're thinking, how can I know that? I've been waiting for this Bible for a long time. I know it checks a lot of boxes that a lot of people want to have, not just in a pulpit Bible, but for a great church Bible, great, Bible to be able to take to youth group, to take to, I shouldn't say youth group, men's group, or just your local group, things like that. It's a good Bible to travel around with you. It's not overly expensive, and it is large enough print that it's easy to read, so you can engage with the people in front of you or around you, as well as find your spot again well. And for us who are getting old and half blind, well, it helps with that too. So I have a few different Bibles on the table. Some people would think that I may be talking about the NJKV or NKJV McLaren 10.5 size font, nice blue text. This Bible is actually extremely popular. I'm not talking about this one. This is a great Bible. A lot of people do use this. A lot of people buy this because it uses basically the same paper and stuff as the leather bound one, and they end up getting this rebound. This is just the vinyl one. However, this one, a little over a year old, it doesn't get a ton of use, but it gets enough that I've had to tape it, just to support that because it's paper lined, not vinyl or leather lined. Yeah. So, not that Bible, but it is a good Bible for that. Next, a lot of people would say that, hey, what about the Truth for Life ESV? This one really upsets me. Really, really upsets me. Tim Nichols did 2 videos on this. The first time he did it, it sold out because, Tim Nichols is all about Bible collecting and just has a bunch of people who collect Bibles following him. Okay, it's nice to have a resource to tell you what's out there, but the second time, a year ago, he did another video on it. They were selling this for a great, great price, $35, 10.5 point font, nice, decent layout, got a little complicated there in the references and footnotes and stuff, but they haven't brought it back, and I don't expect them to, because if all you're going to do is have people who are just collecting Bibles and buying, 3, 4 of them, putting them on their shelf just to check that box, well, that's a different video. I'll probably do it another time. So it's not this ESV thin, beautiful, wonderful Bible. It is, however, one of these two. First one I'll talk about before I get into the one. This is another one. This is the giant print ESV. And I want to touch on one, why ESV makes, or why I should say Crossway, not ESV. Why Crossway makes a really great Bible for usage. So this one here is the ESV giant print Bible, red letter edition. This one has a 12.2 size font. Great, nice, beautiful big font. Decent layout, or I should say good layout. It's got a little bit of chunk to it. It's a little big, but it's also really nice to be able to flip open and see, and easy reading. So, why Crossway makes a Bible that, this one, again, paper line, so that doesn't, I'm not a big fan of that. I seem to always end up these getting torn here, and I don't like that. But what does make a Crossway Bible more sturdy than most? whether you realize it or not. And hold on, we will get to that other Bible. Is they have extra, more cardstock style thick paper up front, all the way through their beautiful memories and stuff. This equals to the maps in the back. So this actually helps the structure of that. This here is going to be a great Bible to carry around as long as you're willing to carry a little heft. However, it's not the one that I feel is going to be sold out everywhere. This Bible here, I think, is not going to take long once people realize that it came out, because I've been waiting for years for Crossway, for Crossway to produce this Bible. I'm not an ESV nut. I do not think that it is the be-all, end-all for translation. However, a lot of churches use it. It is good. It is solid. And I firmly believe that on a Sunday morning church, I want to be carrying the Bible that the pastor is preaching out of. Just plain and simple. So, what is this Bible? What's going to make this stand out? One, it is less than $100. Retail is, I think, just under $80. I bought this. I don't have any links in this. I don't have any money making. This is just my opinion. When I bought this off of Amazon, I paid $56 for it. I looked at Christian Book. They had it for $49. So, and that is a genuine leather Bible. So, I want your guys' feedback on it. No, it does not come with these ribbons. Those are mine. I put those in there. This, leather, but it has, more than likely it's a vinyl. But it is a soft vinyl to where it could, no, I'm not going to say it could be leather. I don't think it's leather. I think it's just a vinyl lining, but these hold up better. It looks like there's possibly a paste down or extra tape support there as well. Again, it has those extra pages up front, the thicker stock pages. So this is a great place to be able to add notes, to be able to add things to. You know, it has a few options there. Plus it has your marriages, births, deaths, all of that. Some more place you could write. This is an 11-point font. So not as big as your 12, but not as small. And the way Crossway does it with theirs is, I'm going to have to kick this fan back on. It is humid and sticky today, so if the noise bothers you, I'm so sorry. See if this will stay focused here. How long has this not been focused? Are you kidding me? Can you just stay? Are you not going to? I really hope that's been focused for you this whole time. I can flip back to the pages and let you see those. But blank pages don't really show up. I'm hoping that's where it lost it at. So, nice preface like Crossway always does. Here's the layout. Nice, good, clean layout. It doesn't have a bunch of your cross-references and footnotes. So somebody's, possibly thinking, how does that make it a good pulpit Bible? You should be doing your study ahead of time. You should be coming prepared to lead a group or involved in the group and know where you're going and what your cross-references is. You should be coming prepared with that. Sometimes, yes, group study is great. This Bible will work just fine for that. However, it may not have the book's cross-references. To me, I feel that cross-references are just your first step. For deeper study and stuff, I think you need to start digging in a little bit more than just what the publisher provides. The layout is nice and clean, and with an 11-point font, and some other Bibles that almost is too small for somebody with poor vision. However, their spacing is really, really good. The, in between the lines, the text is nice and dark and bold. So it's absolutely fantastic. Look at those ribbons. I like it. To be able to read out of. A couple of things that I wish were a little better would be, one, the verse numbers. I wish they were a little more dark, a little more emboldened or something like that. But really, that's not that big of a deal. Good spacing, but really clean. You know, the starts of the new books are just clean. There's no in between, you know, no precept, no study information. No, this is what the book is about. It just nice, clean, starts right in and stuff. So that keeps this thinner, keeps it streamlined. Get over here to some of the poetry and stuff like that for you. Let you kind of see that. Job. It is line matched. However, you know, in the poetry section, this is where it stands out the most, is one, they center justify the entire thing. So it can at times, you know, give a lot of space there. Paper thickness on this, not bad. It feels good. It feels real good. It is kind of like, let's look at the giant print here. It's a different section. Let's go ahead and throw it over in Psalms here, so you can kind of see it's ghosting as well. But page thickness, is that only one page? Yeah, it's only one page. Page thickness is thicker on this. It's a thicker Bible too, so they aren't trying to streamline it. And that's another thing that Crossway does well, is even their vinyl lined one, or their vinyl ones, their true tone, their fake leather ones, usually seem to be built to the similar quality or same quality of what their leather bound ones are. So if you can get these on sale and it's something that you may eventually want to rebind or something, save a few bucks, wear it out, and then get it rebound later. Not that, I mean, I'm also a firm believer of just wearing a Bible out. So paper thickness feels good, but it is a little bit thin, but it doesn't have a ton of ghosting. It's not disturbing. It's not anything that is more than normal. Because when you get back into, you know, your paragraph text, you can't tell. So I like that. Again, just a nice, clean, crisp layout. They do a really great job at that. But let's start comparing thicknesses and stuff here. One thing, okay, two things I don't like. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. Is Crossway's red letter just doesn't quite do it for me. I have a few other Bibles that I really like how they do it. That McLaren series of the New King James Version, that one is in blue, so that's really nice. And two, Crossway's maps. I mean, really, it looks like the maps out of a 1977 Bible. It just, one, Mount Sinai is not in the right place. I don't know if any Bible's putting it in the right place yet. That's a different topic. If you want to comment on that, you sure can. But let's go ahead and throw this Truth for Life. I can't remember which one this is closest to, the Alpha, the Omega, the whatever the Thinline, but larger print one is. As you can see, when we square this up down at the bottom of the top, we are about 1 inch. Maybe it'll be easier for you to see if I do it at the top. We are about 3/4 of an inch longer and a 1/2 inch wider. When we look at how they are spine to spine, it looks like the Truth for Life. And let me know if that's an Alpha, Omega, which one it is for sure. It looks like that one's slightly thicker. Weight on it is reasonable. The cover is just fantastic. Leather lined. This is such a beautiful Bible, and I really dislike Tim Nichols for just exploiting that and taking that away. I wanted to be able to give that to each one of my kids. but I only bought one. I didn't want to be a hoarder and buy 4 of them at once. That's a different topic. So flexibility on this is still new. I have not really used this much at all. Is nice, decent, lays out in the hand, beautiful lay flat, has a nice enough curve to where this can be held standing, talking, or sitting in the pew, wraps around to where there's some decent grip to it where it's not going to slide off and stuff. What else would I like to say about this Bible? Price, we already covered that. Less than $80, leather bound, vinyl, looks like tape reinforced. With vinyl, with all these, always watch your corners. This one here, it's a little bit loose there. This is common. It's hard to get glue to press there, especially on an assembly line and things like that. Let me grab the glue I use here, because for some reason my Bibles are always falling apart on me. Here comes the rain again. Does that sound beautiful? Hope it does. I like it. I just went to Hobby Lobby and I got a thing of this Scotch non-run tacky glue. I use this to put my ribbons in, to put my heads and tails in when I redo Bibles and things like that. And, well, let me just show you one. My road Bible. This has a year of use with my heads and tails and my ribbons in it. You can see it's fraying. It's, falling apart. This one here's had to get taped up and stuff. That's a different video. If you want to see more about that, you will. I'll be doing a video on that here soon with my plans on that. But so using the glue to glue those down and just press them down nice and good overnight under a ton of weight, or if you have a clamp that is nice and disperses the space, use that and you probably will never have problems with it again. Bibles should be used. Granted, it's nice to have pretty Bibles and stuff, but realistically, this is going to be such a popular Bible. 1, because of price. 2, the build quality is good. 3, the print size is large enough, easy to use, easy to reference again, to where you can, be talking, preaching out of it, referencing back, and engaging with the people in front of you. I think it's going to be a very phenomenal pulpit Bible. I've seen more and more pastors this day and age grabbing more price point focused Bibles versus the high-end, $200, $300 pulpit Bibles that are out there. I think this is part of it, is, the format you can get better at times. There's more print options and things like that. There's more wide margins and stuff. Usually a pulpit Bible, it is what it is, and that's it. Anyways, rambling a little bit. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you think you're going to run out and grab one of these before they become harder to get. I do see the price going up on these very soon and just kind of staying there. It's an introduction. It is the 25 print changes. I don't know if I agree with all of them, but let me know your thoughts on that too. Take time, please, to leave a comment. I'd so greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Give your feedback. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Have a great day.